ahead, keep talking, Portia. Don't half do it.
No, that's not
It's
happening.
early in the day, so we just gonna go through all that.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the AM Wake Up Call. It's your girl, Portia Monique, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Romeo International, Munson Steve, Tiara Berry, the Shea Berry, and King James, champion King James. He threw me off with that one, y'all. Good morning. It's the Wake Up Call. Let's go.
The sun is shining, nice and bright, The birds are chirping,
and I'm excited.
Time to get ready,
For another day.
No one can stop us. We gon' learn to play. Every day we learn and play.
We do our best, so we'll be great.
You do your best,
and I do mine.
So let's get ready, Cause it's about that time. Good morning, you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning, time to be great. Good morning,
Your dance and play. Sun start to day.
open your eyes.
Reach for the sky.
Good morning to you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning to you. Good morning, how do you do?
Good morning.
You see me on my grind,
Stars got to shine.
I'm a supernova.
Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah.
I'm on the move, I got a way to stride to it. So let me hear you say, every day we gonna learn and play.
Every day we're going to learn and play. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
What's going on?
BK to see it anyway too.
What'd you say?
Telemundo.
Yeah. Buenos dias. That's right.
Yeah, I was saying good morning in German. You know what I mean? Just
German.
switch it up a little.
Good morning, everybody watching Roll It Out AM, the Wake Up Call with the Shea Berry of Berries and the King James of the championship LA Lakers and Romeo Amor International.
Yes, amore.
So everybody's into Amor this morning. Okay, well, that makes sense.
Tuesday.
It
man.
always makes sense. Always spread love.
Spread love. I see Ashley's up there. Not sure what I can see her.
It's just your view. You probably need to hide participants. At the top in the middle under Zoom webinar, it says total non-video participants or hide them.
It's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. Get all the other stuff. Hey, shout out to everybody who went to go vote yesterday. Shout out to everybody who stayed in line.
I heard that the lines were crazy, which is a great thing. I mean, there is a lot of voter suppression going on, but the fact that people are making it out there to the polls speaks volumes. So it's dope.
Right. Very much so. And also I saw the photos, like you said, man. People were out there like super duper late. I get it. Get over it. Stand there. I think my mama was actually standing out there, and somebody had to come bring her a chair. So look,
Wow.
make sure y'all just stand in line, get your vote counted for. Do that. So everybody all right?
Where were they voting at? This is in Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia started their early voting. Was it the 11th or was it yesterday? Did it start yesterday?
I think it started yesterday. I think it's this entire week. I think early voting is this entire week.
Yeah. It was actually this older lady that I had met last week, and she's working the polls. And she said that she's been doing that for 20, 30 years. And she was excited. She called me early this morning at like 7 a.m. Like she's on her way to work so she could work the polls. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I ran into was the fact that, well, that I heard about is I need I keep telling y'all, I told y'all yesterday, stop allowing people to walk up on you. There were a couple of people who were socially tweeting about random people dressed in black were coming up to them, preaching law or spewing out rhetoric that had a Trump agenda attached to it. So like I keep telling everybody, I don't care if you black, Asian, alien, orange or green. Munson Steve, know he from Chicago. I'm from ATL, Detroit. Hey man, don't let people just walk up on you, man. I don't know what city y'all from. Don't let people just walk up on you.
No, it's a bad move. I mean, voter suppression is alive and well, and they're truly aimed at our community. Don't let anybody in black walk up on you, period. With COVID, you shouldn't want anybody 6 feet coming to you that you don't know. I mean,
I don't want that in no condition.
Right, I'm just saying, with COVID, your alarm should just go off.
Right. And there's nothing, if I'm standing in line to vote and I don't know you, clearly we don't have anything to talk about.
Right.
We don't have nothing to discuss. I need the person behind me 6 feet. I need to stay 6 feet away from the person in front of me. That's all I got to do. Leave me alone and let me get my vote in. Good morning to everybody on Facebook.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a brisk morning here in Michigan. It rained all night, but that was all I had to say.
It's the weather has, I mean, yesterday was a really nice day here in Atlanta. It was surprisingly too nice. I feel like I can feel the climate change when it's 80 degrees in October, but I guess I'll enjoy it.
What's good with you, champion?
Not much. You know what I'm saying? Just recovering from Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we gathered up. You know what I'm saying? We crewed up with a bunch of people from Akron and Cleveland. You know, people from the Buckeye State. You know what I'm saying? We watching the game Sunday night. So I was kind of dragging on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my work done because, woo, we kicked it hard. We kicked it hard
in person.
Huh?
I'm asking, in person or virtually?
Well, no, it was in person, and I had my mask on the whole time. And you know what I'm saying? We was just
prove it. Show us pictures. Let me see the pictures because I know you got pictures with masks.
No, I'm not going to show you about my personal life. You know what I'm saying?
You show us your personal life all the time.
Delusion is a real state during COVID. Like you could really be delusional about your reality. Based on Lovecraft, we all can transfer. So there's no question Terry probably was invited to play, probably called him in to play and got to go to the parties. This is a world that everybody is in a virtual state of reality.
Oh,
hey man.
Okay, thank you for the interjection.
Everything is AR.
I mean, it is definitely VR.
Hey man, you did a great job Sunday night, King James, man. You played well. I thought that was an excellent show of pure kingship and championship. You know, I was proud of you, brother. I was proud of you.
Yeah, good man. I had to collect them ends on from some people, boy, because they was, you know what I'm saying, betting that, you know, the Lakers couldn't take it. King James couldn't bring it home. Second King James, as I'm the first King James. So, yeah, we had a good time. So, yeah. So I'm fully recovered from that, and I'm ready to be about my week. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for your concern, Portia, about the social distancing and wearing masks. I had my hand sanitizer, my mask on. I kept my distance, and you know what I'm saying? We just kicked it and watched the game. You know what I'm saying?
So what happens to the bubble, Romeo, since the players have gone home? What's going on?
You know,
it's extinct.
That's actually a great question. Hold on, it is. But I did hear a trend, Munson Steve, that they was posting yesterday that the ending results of the bubble was nobody caught or contracted COVID-19. So the question, because the NBA season starts back off in December, is how will they implement those same programs in these different cities with the different teams inside the stadium? Now that is going to be interesting.
Or did they go back to the bubble?
They do not go back to the bubble.
No, the bubble has been dismantled. It is obliterated. It's done. They had a picture of Lakers along with the greatest player of all time, LeBron James, landing in Los Angeles. And so I don't know if they're gonna hold off the parade for a while.
Are the Lakers going to the White House?
Absolutely not.
Man, come on, man. Come on.
If Kamala invites them.
That was good.
I'm just throwing the ball, man. Just throwing the ball, baby. Throwing the ball.
No, ain't nobody going to that place. It's a super spreader place right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it has COVID. Right. It's COVID infested anyway.
And reportedly, the president tested negative, but we don't.
Reportedly, allegedly.
I don't even know why y'all repeat that fake news. I mean, like at the end of the day, homeboys probably had COVID 20 times. I mean, we had, finally it got where, I need to get oxygen and a whole new program. No.
Thank you.
We do not believe this is the first time that he had COVID.
No.
Sorry, y'all.
They go right there. They go
say
right
there. My allergies is messing with me. I'm sorry. Bless me, though.
Bless you. Do you need a napkin?
I don't see it, Portia.
I just sent you a text. You look at the picture.
Let me say this though. It would be interesting, like Muncie said, if they're able to implement the bubble standards in basketball facilities, NBA basketball facilities across the US, man, I'm voting for the NBA president to be president next year.
Do you think that the players are gonna want to consistently not be around their family and loved ones for months like that again? So soon? No. Like we're gonna go right from, it's already October, so we're gonna start the season again in December. Christmas time, that's a big day for the NBA. Are people not gonna go back home to their families?
I mean, that's presently the plan. That's how they're going to work it, and we're going to see if first of all the season's going to start on time again, and second of all, we need to see if somebody can replicate what took place in the bubble in Orlando, Florida, around the country, because I think it's kind of deplorable that multi-million-dollar athletes are taken care of like this, but that it can't, those efforts can't be duplicated in other places around the country, including the White House. I mean,
but they're not.
Why is it?
Well, you have to think about the people in the White House.
Well, it's $1 billion business. So why is it deplorable? It's $1 billion business. It makes economic sense.
How is the NFL
we
handling?
will build a town. It ain't like Disney didn't need the business, so they clearly needed the business. Now we need an environment that we can control. That makes sense. I mean, come on. We've seen China build hospitals in a week or two. So the question isn't what can be done, it's what isn't being done for our community. And that's why we're standing in lines right now. The things that aren't being done that we want and demanding to be done for us to eliminate health disparities.
And is it money? Like, is it really money, or are they just following the rules? Because I've watched some of the NBA players' vlogs that they've had during the COVID. During the playoffs, and they're not doing anything outside of following the rules.
Hey, welcome to teamwork.
that's all they're doing. They're not giving any special shots. They're literally, hey, before you come into this building, you need to take this test. Hey, before you sit down at this restaurant or the lunchroom, take this test. It's like constant testing. That's literally it.
No, but that's
abiding by the rules.
Basically, all you have is you got the players.
It's a controlled environment, and
it's a very controlled environment.
It's a controlled environment.
But also it's also a lack of people capitulating to the rules of the bubble.
Right.
In fact, that's why so many NFL players are contracting the virus, because they're not adhering to the rules. And that's why some people in baseball in the beginning, and then they got that together, and now the NFL has basically outlined some major disciplinary actions for people who don't adhere and capitulate to the rules. So it's not just a controlled environment. It's actually people.
Barry, if it's just a controlled environment and you're an NFL player and you send me home and my cousin is in my house, I mean, there's not any control. When you lose control of people coming home, come on, man.
Yeah, I know, but that's the reason why the NFL had to implement some harsh disciplinary actions, measures in order to make
I think they're unrealistic because a fan could literally be in the stadium at an NFL game and spread COVID. We keep dreaming that this is not airborne. You can literally have something that moved and a fan can give you if you're sitting there attending a game.
So let me ask y'all this. So in the bubble, the players stay in a hotel?
Yeah.
Players stay in a hotel. So the way, to Terry's point was, Adam Silver took the option out. Adam Silver said, this is the rules and this is what it is. It's not no negotiation. So the players stay in their room. Even their family members that they come to visit, they're not staying with the players. They're staying in another room, in another hotel on another end. So when they're in there watching the game and you're only allowed one family member to visit per game. So that family member has to come in 3 days before the game to actually be a part of the testing and all that. So the way he did it, you're right.
Yeah, but the thing,
option out.
Right, but the thing about it is that the reason why baseball has been able
How many people on a basketball team, Romeo?
15.
But the reason why
15 players altogether 25.
Right. How many on a football team?
That's irrelevant.
30 some 40.
No.
What bubble is the NFL?
It's 60. No. What I'm trying to explain, Musson, is that.
But you also.
What I'm trying to explain is that baseball, after a rough beginning, has not had any contractions of the COVID because they implemented some rules and regulations and harsh disciplinary action against the players. So now they're adhering to the rules. And baseball is just like football. There is no controlled environment. They travel from city to city. So if baseball can pull it off, and now they're in their playoffs, football can also pull that off if they can get the players to adhere to the rules, even though it's not a controlled environment.
You're saying rules. I'm just saying the control. If your group chooses not to be controlled, that's the issue. Everybody who was in Iowa didn't think they would get COVID. They thought it was a Detroit issue. It was a city issue. They all decided that it wasn't coming to their state. Now, based on no mask and spreaders, it's in every state. I'm just saying it's a controlled thing. When the leadership didn't wear a mask, everything spread.
But you notice that after he did contract, the man on Pennsylvania Avenue, after he did contract it, he went to the hospital in a mask. He came back to the White House in a mask, and everyone around him was wearing a mask. So that should give off a sign. It's axiomatic. If the president of the United States, after contracting the disease, all of a sudden wants to wear a mask, that ought to give you a hint. Maybe I ought to put on a mask. You know what I'm saying?
But I also think it's been divisive the way Trump has said that it's not that big of a deal, that he felt like his DNA is USA, so he was able to get over COVID super fast. Now he's negative. Now he's not wearing a mask. And he's showing this idea of you can be stronger than COVID even if you get it. And I think with the amount of lives lost, that's a terrible tactic to employ as the president.
That man is...
Yeah.
He's what?
That man's a genius.
Which one? Silver?
The current president right now. That man's a genius.
Oh no, he's back. Shit crazy.
No. Listen to me. And King James, tell me if I'm wrong. Listen to me. This man will literally tell you, hey, you're not
his
sick.
Marketing skills.
And then turn around 2 days later, you sick.
But there's nothing genius about that. He's just a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
he's a very smart salesman.
Whatever not even that. Privilege has its place. If you start to listen to the narrative of people that aren't voting for him again, they imagine because it was sold, he's a billionaire. Now all of a sudden the taxes come out. Oh, no, he really wasn't. No, he's never been smart. But because of privilege, people continue to give him favor. Privilege.
There you go.
the caste system, the fact that he's the white knight in people's minds. They believed what was sold and created and controlled the narrative, Romeo, you're right, for a long time that suggested that. But the truth is, not at all. And
he fed them every single piece of candy that they want. That's literally what he did every day.
Everybody who also wanted to control the narrative to get in conservative people, there was another agenda behind him. The support was clear. Hate black people, say you hate black people. Question
black
about
and brown people, right?
Create the birther issue. I mean, their whole narrative, fake news came out of there. The whole idea of fake news narrative. So it's to keep you down. Go vote.
Go. Hey, how you gonna say hate black people and then turn around and say I've done so much for the black community?
It's overlay for the underplay. That's what conniving, manipulative, compulsive, liar type of narcissistic people do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I've said this multiple times. That's what I call subterfuge. You basically confuse the American people. You know that it is important to have a mask on, but then you go ahead and promulgate the theory that is weak to have on a mask. But yet, when you get caught, when you contract it, all of a sudden you have the mask on. So you're confusing the people. That is the very essence and definition of subterfuge. Confusion, muddle the waters so that people don't know what to think. And then you go out in public, unprotected, not practicing social distancing, and then you and your family members get sick. Many of them have died, and you don't know what to think. So he is the author of confusion, basically. So. I mean, he's good at that. He's a good demagogue. Right. He's a good demagogue. But I don't know about a marketing genius. I don't know about that.
I mean, oh man, I'm with Tiara on this week because he's
no. I'm with Portia on this one. What did you say he was? What did you say?
That shit crazy.
Hold on, say that again. What did you say?
But you have to. I think people buy into that, and I think that there is, in terms of presidency, there is a je ne sais quoi that Obama had in terms of charisma, and that was, I think, in the family man. And this is going to be the first black president, and the idea of change. He had a really great marketing strategy, and I think that. Right now, for me, Kamala is Biden's best marketing strategy when it comes to what America can look like. And I think that when I see Biden and Trump get on stage, Biden doesn't do what Trump does. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for Biden because that's just his personality. But I feel like that's why it's hard to sell Biden. And that's why Trump is so easy to say, look at Sleepy Joe over there. And people think it's funny. People take heed to it and people vote for that.
Catholic College from Facebook said it's a pimp game. If you really, I like that. Kathy. It's a pimp game. He running a pimp game. Convince someone you are powerful and superior to them, and just give them what they want so they can do what you need, and then drop them when you're done with it.
Because I wouldn't even call it je ne sais quoi or anything like that related to the current president. I just think that it's not very hard to convince someone to not like you when they already have some animus towards you. So basically, it wasn't Trump that put himself in the White House. It was a groundswell of people who were reacting to a black president in the White House for the first time in history. And there was a backlash towards that. And they wanted to take this country back. Basically, make America great again. They did not like the fact that the country is turning browner and browner, and there was a backlash. This is what I believe, and somebody came along who sung the tune that they wanted to hear. So I don't know. If it was any charisma necessarily. I mean, he's comical.
No, I'm not saying that Trump has charisma. I'm saying that what we bought when we bought into Obama, he had a lot of charisma and certain things that we were appealed to. And I think that in Trump's camp and in who Trump reaches, that he has a certain appealing factor. And I think that it's hard for a lot of people to find Biden's appealing factor.
Good point.
Well, all they got to do is just look. He all we got right now, y'all. So
exactly.
Damn vote. I don't give a damn if y'all like him or not. We need to vote the other one out. Even though I got to vote for the lesser of two evils. You're right. You do. Vote Biden.
Hey, Portia, vote boring. If he's boring and bland, I don't care.
If he's sleepy, vote sleepy.
Right.
Like, if he over there, he can't clap back, vote can't clap back. I don't care. Vote Biden.
Well, actually, he acquitted himself very nicely during the debates when he said, "Man, will you shut up, man?" So actually, he actually did have some clapback about it. I was proud of Joe. And Joe was awake that night. If he's Sleepy Joe, he was awoke that day.
Y'all stupid.
Shout out to Brittany Alexis. Good morning, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Good morning, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. And I think we're now at the point of our reports. And let's begin with the
Yes, let's begin. It's been a lot of babies popping out. I got a new baby to announce to the world.
Is that how we do it now? Just pop it out?
A lot of babies.
That's how they come out. They literally pop out. If they popping out in one or two places, they gonna pop out. They pop out.
Okay, Portia. Okay.
My coffee kicked in, y'all.
Yeah, I see.
Well, out of the two places, I can't say which one. I was not there.
Oh my God! And she repeated
Fabulous. It. We're able to welcome a new baby to their crew. They had a baby girl. This is their first daughter together. They have two sons together already. And then Emily has an older daughter, Taina, from a previous relationship. So this is their first daughter together. They did not post her name yet, but they announced her on IG the other day. She was born 10/10/2020. So what was that, Saturday or Sunday?
That's a cute date, 10/10/2020. I like that.
And her older sister said that she's so warm in here, and meaning inside of the hospital, and how she was swaddled and looked all cute, and said that the family is just full of joy and happiness, and it was a healthy, happy delivery. So congratulations to Emily B and Fabulous. They did go through a little tumultuous time in their relationship, but it seems like they're back on track.
Yeah, tumultuous is an understatement.
Knocked out her teeth, y'all.
I try to keep it positive.
Congratulations for them.
Allegedly knocked out her teeth.
She knocked them out.
Yeah, you were trying to keep it PG, but we need the real. When you knock out somebody's teeth.
Congratulations for them.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
I ain't doing it.
Hey.
It's congratulations to anybody who's having a healthy baby nowadays, especially amidst COVID. Congratulations to them for having a healthy baby girl.
And not only that, congratulations to them, and God bless them that they have been able to reconcile the relationship and hopefully into perpetuity. Hopefully it will last this time.
Into perpetuity.
And also smooth sailings, no tumult.
Right. Keep your hands off of her.
Yeah, especially away from her toofuses.
Man, y'all need to stop. Love somebody.
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly, right?
So keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
Speaking of tumultuous relationships.
What's wrong with you today?
We have.
Oh, that's her ex? Okay.
So this is Tamar's ex that Tony actually lashed out on either last night or the other night on Instagram. She called him a weasel, y'all. So
is that who she was talking about? I couldn't figure it out.
She put David, you weasel, you ferret. Okay. You are beyond contempt. Once again, do not include my children in your shenanigans. Please leave my family alone.
Okay, I had no idea who David was.
Yeah, so David was Tamar's boyfriend or fiance at some point in time. They since broke up. I think Tamar had said that he was there for her during her suicide attempt, and then shortly after that, they broke up. And David made reports that Tamar was actually abusive in the relationship and started to say terrible things about the Braxton family in general. So now Tony is playing big sister, as she is, and trying to take care of Tamar, and also telling David not to come for her children. So I didn't see what David had said. Right. Yeah, I don't know what David had said, but Tony is not having it at all.
You gotta stop letting dudes slide in your DMs.
Yeah, man.
He looked like
you sliding in.
Oh, everybody's. I'm different though.
Lord,
But he was like the type of dude that slide in DM. Like that's how he got in.
He looked like a ferret in the Weasel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Tony Braxton got vituperative on him. I mean, she went for his scalp. She peeled.
I mean, you have to when you come for children, right?
Kids are right. Kids are below the belt. You can't talk about kids. They are off.
No, yeah. That's why I got Tony's back. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She basically peeled his wig. So I'm glad about that.
Somebody
and Tawanda.
I'm sorry. Somebody on Facebook said Tamar is toxic.
Yeah.
You know, Tamar, judging from reality series shows and how they show her in that light, she does come across as a lot.
Well, I mean, I just think if you watch the show for a while, which I really didn't, but I read the backstory, it's just that she felt abandoned as a kid. So she was always looking for attention because her older sisters were always out performing, and she was she was younger, and she just felt like she was abandoned. So she developed some of these issues from childhood that had never been reconciled or resolved. True. And so she does she gets into her histrionics and a lot of gesticulations and just acting out, and people are just getting tired of it. But there's a reason for that, and so I think she's a sweet person, but I think she's needy. She's needy.
Yeah, Kathleen said that she's most toxic to herself. So we've seen early on when the Braxtons came out, and she was with Vincent, that they had, like you said, a tumultuous relationship as well. And so we didn't see as much of their relationship, David's and Tamar's relationships, as we've seen Vince's and Tamar. So I don't know how to make that comparison. But we did see her in the media,
her actions, and she's gone back and forth a lot over with different networks just about her portrayal and how she thinks that they use her and her personality to frame her as being a super toxic person. Now Tawanda, she did chime in and she said he's so whack, such a loser boy. And then though Tamar didn't respond directly to Tony, she tweeted, "Nobody wins when the family feud."
Listen, y'all. So
this is a family beatdown.
Right. But where was all this energy when I was with him? Like, y'all was scared to tell me? Like, this is what I have an issue with. If y'all see that I'm with a loser, F-boy, ferret, weasel, whatever, pull my coattail in. I don't care how I might react then, but at least you told me, and it's not on you. Don't wait until the relationship is over and then feel like, oh, well, I knew he was this and I knew he was that. Where was all that energy before when we was together?
I think that they did try to talk to her, but a lot of times we've all been through this, or we try to talk to somebody that when they're in love, it's almost like they can't even hear. They got blinders on sometimes.
I don't care. Tell me.
No, I think that
at least when the relationship is over, you can be like, I told you.
Right.
I really do believe that once this thing has settled down, that we'll find out that they did try to talk to her. But Tamar looks like the kind of person that once she has her mind made up, there's nothing you can tell her. Like, she was in love at first, and there was nothing that her sister could tell her. So I'm just glad that she's okay now and that she's separated from the weasel. I mean, the alleged weasel.
Shout out to the mom. She's real cool people.
What's her name? Miss Evelyn.
Miss Evelyn. She is really nice.
Yep.
So hopefully they can get some help. She can get some help. One thing that you can't take away from Tamar Braxton is that she can sing. So
she can. She is very talented. The whole family is talented, but I definitely keep Tony and Tamar in rotation when I'm cleaning to R&B music.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Remy? What'd you say, Remy?
I was saying, who is Tiara? She got Tiara got the oldest soul in the history of Jesus. Let's go.
I'm the oldest 22-year-old.
Jody Peterson said, she said, nah, I'm gonna let you. She said, if you like it, I love it, friend. You have to learn your karmic lessons on your own terms. Listen, pull my coattail, please, because I don't want to be out here wasting all my years because I can't see, but everybody else around me can see.
Well, you know, a lot of times friends comment on things and then you end up falling out with your family and your friends because you sticking by the side of a guy that you know you probably shouldn't be with. And it's not until the veil of stupidity gets revealed that you then realize that they were right the whole time. But by then, they tired of dealing with you. They tired.
I understand, but pull my coattail early and often. Pull it early and often because I've been through situations like that. And my old mom was like, I know, but you ain't saying nothing, no. And so you let me sit up there and waste 2 years.
I feel like Tamar is very grown. She's been in a lot of relationships. She's already gone through one divorce. She knows she wanted to do better. She could.
I mean, she's very headstrong, and like I said, when her mind is made up, she looks like the kind of person. And do you want to permanently wreck a relationship, friendship, sibling
if
relationship?
You family, you can't necessarily wreck a relationship. Like I don't know. Listen. I'm gonna tell it. Like, yeah, I've told y'all stories about my friends and you know, situations that happen, and I was the only one that pulled somebody's coattail. I'm that friend that wanna know. So if y'all out there and y'all apprehensive
you're just
about
nosy.
No.
Tiara, will you move on? I think you done touched someone on Portia's nerves. She done got all serious.
Yeah, she all in her feelings. She in her feelings.
Like, because this is very passionate to me. And I just think that people, if you really want to help. Like, don't sit by and let me waste my years, especially as a woman. Like, we don't have a lot of years to waste. Don't sit by and be like, I knew he wasn't shit. I could tell, but you ain't say nothing, though. Okay, so what? I was in my cloud, in my veil of stupidity. Like, pull it anyway.
Portia's still feeling some kind of way, but what was this dude's name?
Let me know.
What's his name, Portia?
Listen,
what's his name, Portia?
2 years is too expensive.
He's from Detroit, so he probably, slick rim.
Ashley. Listen, 2 years is too expensive. Young women, young ladies, don't waste it. Like,
don't waste your time.
That's too expensive.
And understand that people do have your best interests at heart when they try to tell you things most of the time.
Yeah, they probably did tell her, but if you don't want to listen, you have to learn for yourself. Got it. I understand, but pull my coattail. I'm that friend that want to know.
Well, speaking of Lovecraft Country, I have the season finale trailer.
Let's go.
Let's pull that up.
I hear you, Malik. You end up being the enemy, but you still told him.
Magic is not something to be feared, but a gift to pass on.
This has never been personal.
What the hell it ain't? You're trying to kill my son. This book belongs to our family, and together we're gonna use it to protect our family.
It's gonna change everything.
It's too damn risky. Look what we've been through to get here. We can't stop fighting now.
This time,
What did you do? We have a choice. Me for this one last secret.
So that is the season finale that premieres this Sunday. I cannot wait. I said I wasn't going to do any more spoilers. I'm sorry, Romeo.
If you have not watched from season 1, do not watch the last episode.
This is
What I learned was the reason that the Book of Names, and this ties into our ancestry, the reason that the Book of Names is important is because what if you, the individual, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everybody watching, what if you had a book that literally had your lineage from start to now? How powerful would you be? The knowledge of knowing your start to you and having all of those names in your lineage.
Right. History.
Yeah. I think in my family, I think my aunt did it once, and I do plan on doing it. I think my aunt did it once, and she was able to go back 3 centuries.
Wow,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah, she used the
Like an ancestry.com type of.
no, she used the DNA one.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one where you type in names. She actually used the DNA one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna plan on making that. But just think how powerful that would be, man. If you knew your lineage.
Yeah, I think ancestry is so important. Sometimes I think about like my last name, and like I've done my history and saw that my last name Berry is actually from the Berry plantation, South Carolina. And sometimes that sticks with me because it's like I want to know what my African last name would be if I was to go that far back.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times they try to make our history start with enslavement, and that's just not true. So.
Oh no, that's not true. Yeah.
I think that lineage is so important.
We come from kings and queens.
Yes.
Mama.
But see, I think we are talking about kings and queens, but then you have to split that, right? Think about, you have to split yourself between your father and your mother, and you have to follow both of those trails all the way back. You know what I'm saying? That's the fun, that's the magic, that's the mystery part, you know,
of who we are.
You know what I'm saying? Like how did his lineage and my mom's lineage, how did they
intersect?
Yeah.
So I think
that would be interesting to know. It will be fascinating to know.
You never done it? You never thought about it, Portia?
No, I've thought about it. One of the things that they do when you get to Africa, I was reading about it, is they do your DNA tracing and all of that. And I said, once I get to Africa, I really want to do it because they'll tell you what tribe you came from. And, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I thought about doing it. I just haven't been to Africa yet. I say yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm going.
If this the way this country going, if it keeps going in the direction it's been going, this is why we need a vote. So I don't have to get dual citizenship.
Yeah, there are so many countries in Africa, Joy. Yeah, so I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna do it there.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you now, Portia. If this go left, I got my passport ready.
Okay. You already in another country. You already in, and you ready to go right now.
I'm gonna be like this. Hey, good luck for the next 4 years.
Right.
Stop playing with this. It's like,
all right.
Hey, man.
So
what else?
That's it from my stories, but I do have a exciting Black history fact. Well, I found it to be very interesting. So today's date, October 13th, back in 1792, construction began on the White House with the laying of the cornerstones. The first cornerstones were laid there. So there were about 5 slaves, Tom, Peter, Ben, Harry, and Daniel, that were on the wage rolls for May 1795. So if they had begun construction in 1792, that basically says that Black people were, the construction workers on the White House. 3 of them were owned by White House architect James Hoban. But I just think it's so interesting because we can say as a people that Black people built this country, literally.
No, I think that Michelle Obama mentioned that in a previous administration, and there was a lot of uproar about that she mentioned that fact. As a matter of fact, Fox clapped back at Michelle Obama,
I'm sure they did,
First Lady, for saying that slaves pretty much built it, because slaves did build it. I mean, we built this nation, and we put this nation on our back, and we propped it up to make it look good in front of the other nations.
Still do.
So, yeah, we still do. But what I'm saying is that, basically, it just said there was a lot of controversy because they were calling, Michelle Obama calling her out her name in the previous administration because of the fact that she brought that up, that slaves built the White House. And so it's good to have that another, reminder of things that we have done for this nation, in defense of this nation, and building this nation, and propping up this nation. So we made this nation what it is, and then you're going to come back at us with all this hate and all this police brutality and judicial injustice. So, Portia, I need you to get that together.
You know what's crazy? Every and I've been watching. I don't know about y'all. I watch a lot of A&E. I watch a lot of old movie flicks at night when I can't sleep. A lot of movies I've been watching lately, they've had black people in the fields, or Asian people building railroads, or Mexicans in the field, but none, like literally, it's always been another race doing the building work or the structure work of the U.S. Every time, every movie, like I'm thinking about it, every film, like you see the one film where my father's a farmer. You're right, but who's working the field though? I get it. Who's working the field? That's this whole country.
Who's doing the work, right?
No, you know who own this country? Nobody. Everybody own the country. Everybody got at least 25% in. So
and if you think about the actual construction and the building of this nation, how smart these slaves had to be, who weren't allowed to learn how to read and how to write, but they were trusted enough to build the White House and to do the actual construction. These people are mathematicians, they're scientists, they're architects, they're all of those things in their own right. And I think that we need to actually offer more support and respect to the people who are actually the laborers and the skilled laborers in this country. And we don't do that enough because we spend so much time glorifying the people who put the money up for these projects. Absolutely. And the people doing the actual work are the people that we need to be praising their geniuses.
That is a perfect point. The fact what you just said, and I never thought about it in that light, how genius these people had to be to start these things, to build these things.
Either genius or just very skillfully trained. And I mean,
who's skillfully trained to work a field?
Well, the masters made sure that you knew exactly what to do. Like when you were in the cotton field, they made sure that you knew exactly what to do. It wasn't that difficult for people to train you to build and do things that you were supposed to do. Like, I don't.
But to Tiara's point, somebody, they if they train me to do the field, cool. But somebody had to say, hey, you know what? This got to be an easier way. Let me build this.
That person. That's it.
Romeo, that happened all the time. They just weren't given credit. So
they don't give us enough credit at all.
So if Joe Schmuckatelli owns a plantation, and he has a couple of brilliant black men and women working the fields, and they gave him all kind of brilliant ideas. They went ahead and took the ideas, just like earlier in the previous decade. You remember when during the segregation of the radio stations in the music industry, where there were white faces to black music, black voices. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same thing. So we produce the brilliance, and then they take the credit.
They stole our pancake mix. They stole,
everything.
They steal everything. Yeah. And then they chalk everything up to you have to have all these degrees and you have to go to culinary school and all of this, but it's the plantation food that people is out here looking for, that people are, and that's what I love about us as a people. We can put scraps together and make anything happen.
Yeah, I don't want to eat that stuff now. Chitlins, y'all can keep that.
What are you talking about? Great.
Thanksgiving's coming up, and you know damn well you're gonna eat you some chitlins.
No.
All I'm saying is give us the credit that we deserve, because they can try to make everything look cute and design it and dress it up, but it's actually black people and our geniuses coming from the scraps that we was given to make it happen.
Absolutely.
What y'all? I love grits. I still don't know what grits are. I still to this day
it's wheat.
Don't know what grits are.
It's wheat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't eat pancakes no more either, y'all.
Learn that today. You don't eat pancakes? Waffles?
French toast?
Oh, you can't cook that.
You must not be at breakfast school.
I love breakfast, but once Dame Dash was like,
so you don't know what Waffle House is?
I do, but we don't have Waffle House up here, and it's not something that I miss. So my mind does not allow me to get around and over and past things that I can't unsee. And so when you
okay, well, thank you
working
for
at the Waffle House, you just be like, I'm good.
That's a luxury. That's a
okay,
luxury
well,
restaurant. That's a 24-hour restaurant. Luxury.
well, thank
That is
you.
a historical landmark.
Yeah, thank you for that
sorry,
dissertation portion. We
I'm
have some
sorry.
guests who are here who deserve our attention on rolling out AM Wake Up
I
Call
thought they were
right
coming
now.
on later at nine something.
They better know
I
it.
did
They
have
better-
birthdays. I'll wait.
No, let's do birthday. Okay, well, yep, no,
Yeah,
they're coming
grits
on
for the
right
jam.
now. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
How y'all
Justin,
doing?
Yo, we're doing good.
hold on. You know what Waffle House is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Look, see, national treasure. You better tell them, man. They don't know.
We're from the South. We know all about the Waffle House.
All right.
See?
I used to love the Waffle House. I went to school in Grambling, so the Waffle House was a staple.
Right.
But I haven't had it in years. That's all I'm saying.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. Good morning.
Introduce yourselves to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Corey Arvinger. I serve as one of the CEOs of Support Black Colleges.
And I'm Justin Phillips, same thing.
Wonderful.
So let's talk about, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said, let's talk about Support Black Colleges. How did you guys get the idea into making it, what it is?
So yeah, Support Black Colleges kind of started as just a really random clothing brand at Howard University. It started with us making like some state club and like gear for like different clubs and organizations on campus. And then it turned into something that, everybody wanted. So we decided to kind of generalize it for Howard. And then once that really started going well, we started generalizing it for all HBCUs. And so it kind of just started off as something that we didn't know was going to be a clothing brand like this, more just like something that we were doing for fun and, one of our many side hustles. And it kind of got to the point, which is really crazy to think about. Right?
Yeah.
But for those of us that don't know, tell us exactly what it is, because I'm just a tad bit confused. So
Yeah, so essentially it's just a clothing brand. So we make hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, socks, literally everything, but we do it in the spirit of supporting the Black colleges. So we also have hundreds of ambassadors that go to all of these different views. We have 25 employees. A lot of them are college students. We've given scholarships. We've given money to Mother's Day to buy groceries, things of that nature. So it's essentially just a lifestyle clothing brand that's based on supporting HBCUs, uplifting our people.
What year did you guys get started?
So we got started in 2012, and then we kind of like did it on and off, and then we like kind of took a break for a few years, and then was it 3 years ago now? Two or three years ago now, we brought it back, and once we moved down to Atlanta, and, then it started kind of taking off.
As a student of the AUC for like the past 4 years myself, I've seen a lot of attention go towards HBCUs. And it's like before, when I was thinking about where I wanted to go and I chose Spelman, it was between Spelman and Howard for me. And I did a lot of, I know I want to be at an HBCU. I saw a different world. I saw how cool and lit it was to go to homecoming and things of that nature. With the idea of pushing Support Black colleges during this political time, how has the support towards y'all group and y'all agenda amplified since so many people are now interested in HBCUs?
Yeah, I mean, it's been way bigger than usual. I mean, you got people like, Beyonce theming her shows off of HBCUs in general. You have a lot of other big artists that are doing the same thing. So as far as everything that's going on right now, it's actually just amplifying everything that we have going on, because a lot of the social injustice that's going on, and then even the pandemic, people are holding on to that money, being very, very decisive with who they spend it with. And Black people are spending with Black companies, and that's helping us grow a lot. And then people are also understanding that, hey, there's a lot of social injustice going on. We need to support our people. So they've been supporting, by leaps and bounds. So it's just been a lot more successful than before. And we're really grateful for it.
That's great.
Man, coming from a successful PWI, y'all not gonna just leave me out here by myself, okay?
This ain't the time for that.
I'm saying I can't get no shirt. Let me ask you this. in truth, your company, your message, your brand is, surrounded by the world. Between the two of you guys, I'm not even speaking about the brand per se, but being the two of you guys as leaders, what was your personal first step to say, we need to make the company voice heard louder for the HBCU or for the community or just for myself and my family and friends?
Yeah, we might have two different opinions on it, but for me personally, like once I realized that once I got to an HBCU, I realized there was something I had never experienced before.
Right.
I felt like I was kind of cheated on the fact that I didn't really know too much about it. Like, how did I not know more about this when I was in high school? Like, when I went to my resource officer at school, they were talking to me about going to Duke, Chapel Hill, North Carolina State, Forest. And nobody said go to A&T. Nobody said go to Howard. My mom was like, you need to go to Howard. But I realized that once I got there, I was almost cheated out of my experience. And so once the brand started getting to a point where I was like, wow, this could be bigger, I realized that, hey, I remember being that kid who didn't really know about HBCUs. Let me make sure I do my best to make sure that at least you know about it. Like, you don't have to go, but at least you're educated on what HBCUs do and what they bring to the table, because that's the worst thing that can happen is you not know. Then you go to another school, then you realize that you were supposed to be at HBCU, but it's just
Yeah, I think that my experience is a little bit similar. I was the only person in my family to go to college in general. So when I applied to colleges, I got into Howard, Baylor, and the University of North Texas. And the only reason I chose to go to Howard was because my barber at the time was like, yo, go get that out-of-state experience. And I had no clue what Howard was, a fraternity, sorority, literally anything at all. I didn't know about college because none of my family had went to college at all. So my first experience was going down there for a visiting trip, and I saw like one of the calf parties that was going on, and I was like, oh no, this is crazy. So now it just comes down to how can we bring awareness to it. It changed our lives. It shaped us who we are as people. It made us who we are today. It brought us together. So now how do we show people that were like us, that didn't know what was going on, hey, this is it, and this is where you need to be if you want to find yourself, be around people that are like you, and these connections that can take you, wherever you want to go.
Yeah, I think it's. Go ahead, Roman.
No, I was gonna say they actually made a great point. If each one of us remember high school, I don't remember. I remember that counselor office. And I remember them, they'll always give you what you say, just Corey, they'll always give you 5 schools, but they'll never be the 5 schools that you ever thought of in your life.
Right.
Yep.
Like you should go to Oregon. Oregon, what the hell?
Yeah. I found out.
I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to know, because I think it's deplorable the way that we're not equipped with the knowledge to, about HBCUs and the value or what's invaluable about it. So I know that you've been armed with intangibles that you would not have gotten had you went to some other secondary institution. So talk about what you've gained as a man, as a human being, as an individual, as a Black person from going to an HBCU that you could use moving forward, and that you would like to tell to our audience and maybe some younger people that might be watching.
Yeah, I think that me and Corey have a different position on this. For me, it kind of just made me more of who I already was. So you know how they kind of say, like,
I love that.
You don't become, as a different person, you become more who you were. So for me, I really knew who I was at a young age just because of the way I was raised. So when I got to college, I just, especially HBCU, being surrounded by other people that looked like me, other people that wanted the same things that I wanted, other people, and just Black people in general, it made me become more of the person that I was, and I did it at a faster rate. So now I was able to use those experiences in real world situations. So I think, just to answer that question, it just made me more of the person that I actually was much faster.
Yeah. I love that.
For me, it's a little different, but kind of on the same track. I think mine would be self-awareness. He kind of knew who he was, and so it was easy to just amplify that with the HBCU community. For me, I feel like I became more self-aware. I always went to predominantly white schools. I graduated from a private white high school, and the only Black people that went to my school was on the basketball team. So like that's all I do. So coming into Howard, I'm like, I didn't even know like how, like which person am I? Like, am I? Everybody, like, I didn't know how to adjust at first, but then once I found my little pocket of people, then I was like, all right, this is who I am. These are my friends, and now I could be more self-aware and really become who I am. And really, after my freshman year, I understood my place at my school and really just took that to the next level. So I just
that had to be major culture shock, man, going from an all-white institution to an all-black one. Getting more radical.
It was kind of like surprising, but I had gone to black schools before, like super diverse schools, but it's definitely a difference from the all-white.
Yeah, it's definitely a culture shock. But at the same time, I think you learn at a HBCU how diverse Black people are. Like, there's a whole bunch of different crowds amongst a Black college campus. And that's a question that I would get asked all the time. Like, what's it like just being around Black people? I'm like, there's so many different types of Black people. Like, it's a lot of flavor that I think that you get out of it. I see you guys have a great like social media presence right now. And I love that, especially because during this time, a lot of students are learning virtually. How are you guys still keeping students, people, alum engaged when we can't actually be together at our Black colleges? It's homecoming season. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different ways. Obviously, posting relevant content. So we're always like, if any news breaks in the HBCU community, we're the first people to say it. Like, we always break the stories. We always talk about what's happening. We always talk about the real life stuff that's going on at HBCUs. Also, we're doing the HBCU virtual homecoming. So we just announced that yesterday. It is going to be so amazing. We have so many different people involved, from talent, artists, panels, workshops.
I want to pull up.
Stanley, who's a part of it. So it's going to be really awesome. We're doing a business panel with them and a Shark Tank event with them. We got a homecoming concert. We have a gospel show. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, okay. So how are you guys going to make it work from a virtual standpoint? You know what I'm saying? To keep people engaged and interested because of the fact that they're so used to being in proximity to one another.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, now everybody's used to being away from each other. So
well, that's true. That's true.
A norm. I've been looking at the content that these big networks are putting out, and even smaller networks, and I feel like none of them are really touching our audience the way they need to. They're talking about Black people, but they're not really in the Black culture. They're not in the street.
Right.
They don't really have their hands in the pot like we do. Like, we know our customer base, we know our followers, we know what they want to see.
We are them,
yeah. We literally are our people. And our staff is also those same people. So when we're going through stuff, we're asking our followers, what would y'all like to see from homecoming? Who would you like to see? We have, Moneybagg Yo, who got one of the biggest songs out, Mulatto, hottest artists out. We got 2 Chainz. He has a big HBCU song out. We got Black Youngster. We got Ari Lennox.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling up.
Our lineup is crazy. Our gospel show, we have Kurt Franklin and Marvin Sapp. Like, we have the people that we from like the actual HBCU community, like Pinky Cole, who runs Slutty Vegan, who is Miss Clark Atlanta. People like that are a part of what we have going on. So we know that it's engaging.
That's what's up.
Really want to see. And so it's coming. It's coming. The 19th through the 25th is the week. So that's how we're trying to really stay engaged. And our goal is to raise money for the HBCUs, continue to spread awareness, and amplify the voice of HBCU.
Yeah, I'm loving the resurrection and interest in the HBCUs these days since COVID and George Floyd. So shout out to you, brothers.
I'm about to be Black. Look, I want virtual VIP. I need a virtual section.
You about to be Black?
I need a section for
you about to be Black?
You said you were about to be Black.
I need a little corner for me and my Spelman friends to pull up.
Right. Hey, King James, he know, because if it was normal homecoming, somebody gonna be calling him, hey man, I need to get in the club with 10 people. I need a virtual VIP.
Right. Yeah.
So how can people sign up to check it out? Like how?
Yeah. So if you follow Virtual HBCU Homecoming, that's our Instagram for it. And also the website, virtualhbcuhomecoming.com. We will announce streaming and all of that. We will be streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. So we're going to announce some things a little later about partners and things of that nature. But yeah, you can catch us there, all updates. And then also, if you're a part of our email list or our text list, we send out emails and texts to kind of keep everybody updated.
Okay. And actually, Tara, do we have some photos? Do we have some photos? Oh.
Look at y'all.
Oh wow.
That's amazing.
That's so lit, yeah.
Yeah. So those are two. One of that was with the young kid Mikey, like the #1 recruit coming up and talking about going to HBCU. So we
that's
really
a big deal
with him. Yeah, it was awesome. And then Mulatto, that was at the filming of one of our homecoming events. So yeah, we've been blessed enough to be able to have a lot of support from celebrities and influencers. Like everybody's really just on the wave. And I tell everybody, like, this is not new to them. Like back in the day on Martin, Fresh Prince, and they used
Martin used to wear a lot of different sweatshirts, you know. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, like those people always wore the stuff, but the brand kind of faded out. So I'm like, nah, let's bring that back. Like let's continue to get on that path. And we feel like people have really joined the wave, like in the wake of everything that's going on. So we've been super fortunate to already be doing what we're doing during this time because we didn't have to adjust for COVID. We were already doing this, and now it's just
amplified.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Justin Phillips and Corey Arvinger, if I said that correctly, sir. Thank you very much for coming on and blessing us with this information and blessing our community with this. I'm loving the racial reckoning and awakening that is happening towards HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have had that experience, that option, as Romeo was talking about, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get our kids this option. Let's let them know what's going on, what's popping over there.
Definitely worth it.
So one more time, explain to them where they can find out more information and where they can go for this virtual homecoming.
Yeah, sure. So you can follow the Instagram, Virtual HBCU Homecoming, and then also you can follow just our regular Instagram. It's at Support Black College.
Okay. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna have to pull up too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we in there.
Hey, I got 10 passes. King James, you can come with me. I got 10 VIP passes.
I know. I have to come. This is my first homecoming as an alum that I will not be.
So you just graduated from Spelman?
I just graduated, class of 2020, the inaugural COVID class. That was me.
So we have 2 people on our staff that graduated from Spelman last year too.
Okay, lit. I might know them.
Right in there.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
For sure.
Thank you so much, man, and we'll see you at the virtual homecoming, sir.
All right, have a good one.
All right, take care.
All right. That's
Who all going to the virtual homecoming?
Oh, I'm there.
Well, Romeo said he got me passes. Romeo got me passes.
Romeo always VIP. Romeo, wherever he goes, VIP.
He's a very important person.
Hey, so matter of fact, Portia, roll with me, Portia. We'll do it like we did Ride when you came to the club with me for Ride. We'll do it like that.
What was that? What was that? Year before last? It was me and Ashley. No, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2018.
And I couldn't hang then. I was like, this is what they do? They just stand around and people just got their little sections and ain't nobody dancing. Like, I was so
I remember that. I remember that. Portia was like, we was laid out. Portia looked up like, so they just gonna stand here?
Everybody was just standing there trying to be seen, and you know they had their bottles, and they had their and that was the thing back then. I guess it was 2018. They were sitting on the top of the couches. I'm like, I don't get that. Like your feet is on the bottom where you're supposed to sit, and you want somebody to sit on that after the bottom of your feet is wet. I was like, I don't get it. I guess that's the thing. We was tired that year. We hung. Terrence was there, and we hung with Terrence after we left you. And I got contact high.
You caught a contact?
That was the same year that.
It wasn't a contact. It was a contact from her cigarette to her mouth.
Oh, I don't do cigarettes.
Not cigarettes.
Never done cigarettes. That's just.
No. I'm talking about from the cigarette thing.
No. I don't smoke weed either. But I was definitely high that night. I mean, it was billows of smoke, and I'm like, "Is this what y'all do?"
No, hey, Tiara, the absolute funny part, right? Because there was girls in the section, and I remember Portia whispering to me, and she was like, "Why are they going crazy over a drink? It's just a drink."
Just a drink. I didn't get it. I didn't get the whole thing. That was when I was first introduced to the City Girls. I was with Ashley, producer Ashley, and I was like, "Who are they? Like, what are they doing?
Oh, I love the City
Why
Girls.
are they so raunchy?"
No, it was the
Don't do that to them.
They was raunchy.
No. It was the first song. What was that song? It was the very first. I do remember that portion. It was the very first song that they came out with.
The first song.
And everybody was twerking.
So Portia, I guess we've lifted the moratorium on saying Ashley's name.
You always be trying to bring some spotlights on. I was saying I was with Ashley at the event. She just happens to be our producer too. So I was with producer Ashley at the event.
You said her name again.
Romeo he got his VIP, and then we went to another VIP. It was actually one of the ride sponsored events.
Yeah,
that was
dope, man.
That was a crazy.
Well, hold up. I'll take your man. What does that mean?
Oh, that was.
I'll take your man.
All right, Liddy.
Sorry. Flashback. As you can see, I'm ready for another virtual homecoming.
Right.
Okay. Well, now we're in the celebratory mood. I want to go ahead to birthdays.
Yes. Birthdays. There's a lot of birthdays today, actually. October 13th. A lot of people popped out.
There we go with the pop out again. Happy Roby, what's going on?
A lot of people popped out today. Of all years, people popping out. So Ashanti's birthday is today. Happy birthday. She turns 40 today. Do y'all know that Ashanti holds the Guinness World Record for debut album, R&B album? Best highest selling debut R&B album. She still holds that record. So shout out to Ashanti.
Do you know how much she sold?
I'm not sure, but I know it's in the millions.
That's definitely not what popped up in my head, but go for it, Ashanti.
I mean, that was back then when CD sales were still, millions. It's not like that no more because of streaming. Anyway. Happy birthday.
Looks pretty right there.
Oh, go ahead.
Happy birthday to Miss AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is one of my favorite young politicians out there killing it in the U.S. Is it the Senate? I think she's in the Senate. She's always going super hard for minorities specifically. So happy birthday to her. She turns 31 today.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of clapback. You know what I'm saying?
She always takes a lot of heat.
Yes. So she's strong. So shout out to her definitely for going ahead and taking a few bullets for her folk.
And she's definitely one of those politicians getting out there, mobilizing people to get out there and vote, which is super important. Happy birthday to Tisha Campbell Martin, who is one of my favorite actresses in terms of sitcom television. I loved her on Martin. I loved her on My Wife and Kids. I think she's an incredible actress who doesn't get the flowers that she deserves.
Somebody on this panel, some female on this panel, don't think she's very talented or cute.
No. When she said Tisha Campbell Martin, it just popped in my head that is she still using the last name Martin? Because they divorced. So
they're divorced, but I think she's still using the last name. I haven't seen her erase that from her IG. I'm gonna check her IG because that's a good question. But she turns 52 today, and I know. Are they officially divorced?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was a rough one.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was nasty.
Her IG name is still Tisha Campbell Martin, but her bio is Tisha Campbell.
But at least she didn't ask for $2 million a month. I mean, come on.
Listen, people do what they want.
Did Dwayne have that though? Oh, Dre got it. This is about birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. All right, Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
43 years old.
Older than Jerry Rice. Did I say that?
Go.
The coffee, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't talk about people. All right.
No, that's a good point. And happy birthday, Jerry Rice. Now, that's a good point that Portia just made as far as Paul Pierce and Jerry Rice. How you take care of yourself, people. I'm telling you. I watched the documentary. I watched the YouTube documentary on Nicole Murphy. Man.
Oh, I need to watch that one, Romeo. But let's talk about it after the birthday song, because the birthday song gotta go.
We got balloons, yeah. The cake is on the way. We got the music playing, cause it's your holiday. Woo! We invited family, and everybody came. I strike a pose for me like you in a picture frame. And you got your finest clothes on, and $1 million smile. So we gon' celebrate, we gon' gonna celebrate you for a while. Yeah. And don't forget we got these candles. When you away. Don't forget we got the candles, candles, candles. Happy birthday, gonna celebrate you for a while. Candles, candles, blowing you away. Wait, 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 wait. Candles, candles, candles. Happy birthday, happy, happy, yeah. Happy, happy, yeah.
To make another year. Okay, now tell me about this documentary with Nicole Murphy, because I want to watch it, because you are right. Listen, y'all, we are working out for our 10-year plus self. Like, we're taking care of our bodies for our 10-year plus self. Yes, please, like, take care of it. Like, think of, like, if you're 30, think of your 40-year-old self. Like, do something for your 40-year-old self. Will thank your 30-year-old self for doing. Take care of yourself.
That's actually a dope point. It's on YouTube right now. She was talking about
What's
fitness.
the name of it? Because I'm gonna go watch it.
I'm gonna find it for you right now. She said, yeah, I'm 52, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna be the sexiest 52-year-old you ever seen. No matter the work I got to put in. But it was more of what Portia just said. It was more of you have to trick your mind and think of yourself 10 years earlier than yourself. It's really like you really have to, if you're in your 30s, you know, I'm not saying continue doing the same things that are in your 20s, but treat your body as if it's 20. You know, doing the same type of healthy eating regimen. I'm gonna send it to you, man. It was dope.
Well,
and
why she keep it? Why she keep his last name? You know what I'm saying? Why don't they? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna divorce him and you hate him, why you keep the last name?
That's her brand now. So
right.
No, that's not right. She need to remake her brand. That's where that is where remake comes in.
We have all of these things about taking on a last name. Now if you decide to keep it, it's a problem.
But just like Tina Turner said, I don't want nothing from y'all. I'm just going to keep. I want my name. Give me my name.
Right.
Ike. Give me my name. Yeah, my coffee is kicking in. I probably should drink.
And a lot of women like to have the same last name as their children too.
Good morning, Kirsten.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and introduce you to our AM Wake Up Call audience, and let's get started with your interview.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Go ahead.
Oh, awesome. So I am Kirsten Sayers. I am the CEO and founder of LRT Sports. And what we do is we actually allow college athletes to rate their college coaches so that the next coming generation of athletes are more informed when they're deciding on what college they want to play for. And we have this really awesome event coming up that I'm here to talk to you guys about today.
Okay. So you said you allow them to rate the college coaches. How does that work?
Yeah, so basically, if you're a current or former college athlete, you can go on LRT Sports, you put in your information, and we verify that you played for the coach, and you're allowed to rate that coach. And
are those?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Are those ratings anonymous?
Yes, they're posted anonymously on the website.
And how have you seen? You know, what was the idea and the vision behind doing that, and how important is your relationship with a college coach when it comes to playing sports at that level?
Yeah, so the vision was, so I was actually a college athlete. I played tennis and soccer in college, but when I got recruited, my coach lied to me a bunch on my recruiting trip. And just, you know, you hear it a lot with athletes. And I got to a point actually after my freshman year, I was really just not doing well with mental health. And I really fell out of love with my sport. And I actually ended up quitting after my freshman year and actually switching to soccer. So I played soccer my last 3 years. I hadn't played soccer in high school or anything like that. And I just tried out for the team. And it really prompted this idea for, hey, you know what, there should be more transparency outside of just a recruiting trip or the recruiting process, because everyone's a salesman. Everybody wants to be on good terms and get recruited. So, but yeah, I mean, the feedback has been great. We have coaches that love us. We have coaches that hate us. We have interviews with coaches a lot of the time. So we actually showcase really great ones that want to talk to us and everything. But of course, you know, we also have coaches that don't like us too much. But yeah, I mean, throughout the whole process, I've seen a lot of shifting in the sports world, which has been cool as far as people are more willing to rate their coaches and talk about mental health and the issues that they faced as a college athlete.
So I like that you're bringing transparency to that process. So that's a good thing. If you don't mind, what did your coach lie to you about?
So basically a lot of things, but the biggest thing that was really like resonated with me was when me and there was 6 girls in my recruiting class all got together and we were kind of talking, and he told all of us in my freshman recruiting class that we were going to play the 2 or 3 spot on the tennis team. Now, obviously mathematically that's impossible. Plus there was already all the girls that were on the team. So that was one of the big things. But I mean, he would go around if we weren't doing well in matches and pretend to hang himself and put up really passive. He would like make signs before the matches and hold up really passive aggressive signs, like saying things like, if you lose, it's in your hands, and stuff. Just that wasn't really fun to be around, and it wasn't worth it at that point because I wasn't going to be a professional tennis player. So there's no point in dealing with that for 4 years when I didn't need to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you are here to talk about an event that you are doing, a virtual free event, October 14th, 8 p.m. Tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure. So actually there is somebody that works for me. His name is Melvin, and he had this really great idea to have an HBCU event and talk about, originally we were going to just talk about HBCUs because both of his parents went to one, but then we decided to make it into a coaches panel. So we're actually going to have 6 coaches from different HBCUs, different sports, men's and women's, and basically ask them questions about what the benefit is of attending an HBCU from an academic, athletic, and cultural perspective. And the reason behind this is because a lot of athletes think going to play college sports, you're going to Power 5 or you're going to play out for Alabama. And a lot of the times, most of the times, there's a lot of other avenues that people don't consider at all. And we want to shed light on the 98% of athletes that go to all the other schools and talk about just institutions in general that aren't outside the norm.
Does the narrative change though? And I'm asking because putting the spotlight on these coaches, does the narrative change for the athlete? Because keep in mind, if I'm attached to HBCU, right? If I'm attached to a certain HBCU, but the coaches, his overall rating is low, doesn't that change the narrative of the student athlete to the school?
Yeah, sometimes it does, but I will say, which is counterintuitive of what we do, but we do stress a lot, is you should be choosing the school for the school. And that's one of the things that I really believe in, especially because I didn't transfer schools, I just switched sports because I loved my school so much. And I think, you know, coaching turnover is extremely high. They call it the coach's carousel for a reason. And if you're picking just because of a coach that's not great, yes, be more informed and know what you're getting into. But most of the coach ratings on our site are actually positive. So it's like, you know, 80% of coaches on our website have good ratings. But I think the transparency component is a little bit different because, you know, if you like getting yelled at as a player, which I personally do, like, I don't mind getting yelled at as a player or a coach saying, hey, you know, knock it off. Like, let's go, let's get it together. Versus somebody who wants like a passive coach. I think there's more miscommunication than good coach versus bad coach, if you know what I mean. So at least know what you're getting into.
Right. And I love how you guys are shedding light on athletes even taking the chance of going to a HBCU, because a lot of times people miss out on going to a HBCUs because they think about these quote unquote best D1 school to get them to the next level. And I think that by you guys having this panel of coaches coming on saying that we can actually coach these kids, we can get the best talent out there to come to these schools, and we could kind of transform the way HBCUs are considered for those athletes that want to take it to the next level.
Yeah, and that's exactly why Melvin wanted to do this, because he didn't attend an HBCU, but both of his parents did. And, you know, I've spoken with him about this, but it's one of the things that he regrets is, you know, not attending an HBCU for other reasons. For him personally, he was a football player, so he went to Oberlin College to play football. But he just said that he wished that he put a little bit more thought into this whole process. And that's why he had this idea. And, you know, it's not just going to be HBCUs. We're going to look into junior colleges, NAIA schools, smaller leagues. Like, we're really just trying to, you know, help athletes understand that it's not just go to the best school because of name brand or whatever it may be. It's a lot of times just the right fit. And there's, huge transfer rates with student athletes in general, basketball being the largest. And, you know, you just want to see athletes go to a college and not have to go through that process, especially when the NCAA changes rules every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. King James.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to know, you're talking about the Harvard Business Analytics program. You said that took your data analytical skills to the next level. I want to know,
Yes.
I wanted you to elaborate on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a really great program for me. Basically, I had the chance to just learn a little bit more about the strategy behind business analytics. And it wasn't necessarily, I'm not like a coding person, so it wasn't necessarily for me to go in and, you know, code our entire website, but I at least knew from an ethical perspective how to approach data analytics, which is really important to me. So it was more about, you know, when we're putting out charts on LRT Sports or even with the news and such, sometimes, you know, you're putting out these graphs and these data points that you think are okay, but then when you dive into it, you have to account for so many other factors and variables. And I think that just kind of gave me a different lens and perspective going into this, because I really wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what I was talking about and the information I was putting out was going to benefit all student athletes and parents and coaches so that they could really get an inside look on the realistic approach of college athletics and recruiting.
Yeah. I love the fact that you started a brand based off of situations and experiences that you had yourself. I feel like that's what makes your platform super ethical, and you know, I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So event is October 14th. How do we tune in?
Yeah, so we have, if you go to lrtsports.com and hit events, there's a registration link right there, and student athletes and parents can actually submit questions ahead of time that we can then ask the coaches. But we have a really great lineup. Like I said, we have men's and women's sports. We have all different sports as well. So anything from track and field to football. So we are trying to make this as inclusive as possible. So any student athletes can come on, male, female, and they feel like they're getting represented in some sort of way so they can ask questions to whatever coaches that they want to ask questions to. So we're focused really big on just attending HBCUs. Of course, recruiting process will play into that, but of course it's just the whole shebang. But yeah, so lrtsports.com, go to events, and then you can register right through there.
Okay, and is the event free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, lrtsports.com.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Kirsten, for coming on and letting us know about it. I'm sure a lot of our followers will be tuning in. I'm going to make sure that my son is tuned in as well.
Awesome.
He knows that he has to go to an HBCU. It's not a
What sport does he play?
Baseball.
Oh, awesome. We have a baseball coach on there. So
okay, wonderful. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yes,
have a great
care.
day. Bye-bye. So she said they got a baseball coach. Let me text this to him right now.
That was good. Yeah.
Good.
I love the idea of expanding consciousness around sports and HBCUs, because that's not a conversation that happens enough.
Oh, Tiara.
LRT. She said LRT Sports, right?
Oh. One time, man, Facebook, everybody checking in. Michael J. Catherine belongs to me. Angie Goldstein, Rosie Roaz, Cedric Brown, what's up?
Good morning.
Leela Ram, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. We go into the social report. Hey, it's the Rolling Out AM social report. Wherever Ashley go, I'm gonna go because she's gonna do it anyway. Because I mean, I don't control nothing. She's just gonna do what she want to do.
We just love Ashley.
I mean, sometimes, man, when she's not being a headache. Check this out. At least 2 people were arrested in Santa Fe, New Mexico, Monday after a crowd toppled a monument that Native American community members have long called on to be removed. Now, why is this important? I'm about to tell you why this is important. By this summer, as we both know, Columbus Day just passed, but it's supposed to be renamed as Indigenous People Day. And apparently, people in New Mexico were saying that there's no place for the police have said that there's no place for people to be taking the law into their own hands. There's no place for destroying historic monuments on their own.
Well, why don't they remind people that in Michigan, where they were trying to kidnap the governor? Why don't they? Yeah, so they need
destroy
to
it all. Y'all know how I feel.
So these indigenous people have been stating the fact that just how Black lives matter, that their lives matter as well, and their views matter as well. So apparently, what was kind of sort of dope is the mayor announced that he will be calling for the removal of these monuments inside of New Mexico, along with others. So shout out to the mayor for at least stepping up, recognizing the problem and taking care of the problem right away. Was that a virtual bet? I think
that was my virtual bet.
Yeah, you gotta pray for Trump. Next up, on the docket, wherever you go, I'm gonna go. So I think you need to go there. All right, let's talk about this, because this right here, I don't know whether to be mad at him or whatever. But a Black man is suing Galveston, Texas, as a police department for $1 million after the 2019 incident in which he was handcuffed and tied to the police officer on horseback and led down the street. Now, let me tell you this. This is the most
disturbing,
dumbest thing ever, right?
What's dumb about it?
Number one, sir, if you need help, if you're gonna sue somebody $1 million, you shortchanging yourself.
That's what I was thinking too. Like $1 million, don't do that. But go ahead.
Don't do that. The 44-year-old was arrested and charged on criminal trespassing near a post office. The arresting officer, listen to this portion. The arresting officer was leading him down the street that he said it appeared to be a rope. It was actually a line clipped to the handcuffs. It wasn't a rope. It was just a line, and y'all can't see it. Sir, let me help you out with something. You see this charger? This is a line. If I tie somebody up with this, it's a rope. You see how this works, sir? Do you don't understand? Line. So the police officer is saying that he should not be held accountable because he did not tie the man with a rope. He used a line. I don't know the difference. Maybe y'all can help me out on that one.
Well, Galveston is a seaside suburb of Houston. They do a lot of tours and cruises out of there. I went out there once for Tom Joyner. Shout out to Tom Joyner and his devotion to HBCUs.
Always trying to damn. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In Portia, we're going to stand down and stand by.
Damn brag. Go ahead.
No. We're going to stand by and stand by today.
You went on the time morning cruise. Okay, Terry, go.
No. Okay.
You wanted somebody to know that. So we just going to let everybody in the audience know that you was on the time join the morning cruise. Go ahead.
I mean, she spent so much time on that. That's a bit repugnant. That is just repugnant. But anyway, what happened was that this place outside of Houston, what they did was that it resembled something out of the 1800s. So it was just the optics of it that were horrible, and he needs to take action. And I agree with Portia, even though I'm going to check her later on. I agree with you that $1 million is just way too low.
You got to make a bigger statement with something higher than that. But for a lot of people to get $1 million, has to come up.
But he's not gonna get that for $1 million though, because it's a waste.
I know I'm saying your name wrong on Facebook. I'm sorry, but Gia Siko, you're right. He should be suing everybody. I want the horse. I want dude fired. I want my $20 million. I want the street that I was on. Come on, man. Don't do that to yourself.
Everybody
and the officers need to be disciplined severely for that, because they could have found some other way. They could have waited for another car. They could have just held them. Cops do it all the time, and so I know.
How do you severely discipline an officer? I'm just curious.
They don't train. They don't discipline. They can do all of the trainings that they do, and still instances like this continue to happen.
Yeah,
like Fannie Lou Hamer, I'm sick and tired.
And Romeo, I wanted to go ahead and take a quick second to illuminate Portia's hypocrisy, because didn't she, at the last segment, didn't she just say that her son is a baseball player, and she bragged about her son? So I can't talk about something in my personal life, but you can. But anyway, let's move on to the next subject. Okay.
Next up,
I won. That's right. I won. Thank you.
What does your son play? And I say he plays baseball.
No, you didn't. You volunteered that.
I need y'all to pay close attention. I need y'all to pay very close attention. So the CEO of Disney announced Monday that it will be restructuring its media and entertainment divisions to prioritize streaming. Now, why is this important? And I'm about to tell you guys why this is important. Not only is Disney doing this, right? But on top of Disney, Warner Brothers and NBC have followed suit. I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you a layup. Pay attention to the world. When big corporate companies start moving a certain way, it's moving that way. So everybody, get your investments out, get your portfolio ready, because I'm telling you, streaming is about to be the new wave.
It's been the new wave. I don't have cable.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's been the new wave for us. Mm-hmm. We talking about when big companies start shifting. Mm-hmm. That's a sign.
Disney Plus, they're closing down theaters because of Netflix, Hulu, different streaming services have taken control. And like I said, I haven't had cable since I moved to college, and I don't need it because in terms of what I pay for, I pay enough to have a cable bill, but I like to watch stuff at the time I want to watch it. So I can catch things on YouTube when I want to. I can log on to my Xfinity streaming and watch stuff. So I definitely understand.
Follow the money.
Xfinity is cable, right?
What was that?
Mm-hmm. No, Xfinity is a cable, but I don't have.
It's the evolution of the brand that they created.
Right. I have the streaming side of Xfinity.
They would really prefer to turn off all the channel ideas and just let everybody do internet. I mean, they still got you. You still got a bill. Like at the end of the day, we're so dependent on the internet. Shout out to Comcast for bringing stronger, bolder programming and allowing us to do it. Because I think many of our children and many of the parents, without Xfinity right now, the internet essentials programs that they have, many people in our community would be suffering trying to be online right now with no ability to do your schoolwork. So yeah, it's great.
But I love the idea of watching it when I want to.
And there's
no more appointment TV, but there hadn't been appointment TV in a long time.
Right. And that was the social report. So make sure y'all follow the money, man.
Great job, Romeo.
Keep your eye on these big corporate companies. Keep your eye on the ball. Portia, what you got?
Y'all, he did
Not much.
Don't do that. He went ahead and did it, y'all. He is trying to cause confusion, division. Like he did it. I didn't think he was gonna do it, but he actually went and did it. Kanye West releases his campaign ad calling for writing in his name on the presidential ballot. Let's play the video, y'all. I'm just
stupid ass.
Let's not play the whole video.
Let's not play the whole video, but let's play.
We don't want to give Kanye that platform.
Yeah, we don't. But let's go ahead and play the video. I'm just, I don't know.
We don't want to give him the platform, but we're going to play the video.
We're not going to play all of it.
Watch this stupid stuff. Go ahead.
I don't understand what he gains from this. Like, I know he has this God complex. I don't get it. We got the video or no?
America. What is America's destiny? What is best for our nation, our people? What is just, true justice? We have to think about all these things together as a people. To contemplate our future, to live up to our dream, we must have vision. We as a people will revive our nation's commitment to faith, to what our Constitution calls the free exercise of religion, including, of course, prayer. Through prayer, faith can be restored. We as a people are called to a greater purpose than ourselves. We are not only a beacon to the world, but we should be servants to each other, to encourage each other, to help each other, to lift up each other, our fellow Americans, and may all prosper together. We have to.
Y'all,
so
he might be like a connoisseur in making videos because the video looked okay, right? But what is it? Like, is you think because you can make a good video that's what you should do to throw in your bid for president? Like, I don't understand. And I know he does have mental issues, but good Lord.
He's bipolar and he's a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So come on. He's been doing this for 10 years, 15 years. So
I think a lot of what Kanye has just been amplified, and he's been so used to being misunderstood and being good at being misunderstood and still getting what he wants anyway, that he's failing to see the bigger picture right now when it comes to this current election.
And have a difference of
but he's been dismissed as a joke. He's a joke now. I mean, nobody's taking him seriously, hopefully.
Well, he has these mental issues that I don't think that he's addressed. What is it, my son? Okay, tell us your point of view.
I mean, at some point, the whole idea of renting space in people's head is something that our entire nation should be concerned with. Like, just mentioning a person and giving them power by calling their name. At some point, there are people who want to be on stage, want to always be on stage and always in your mind. And this is no different issue. You've got a president just like that right now. The nation that wants to go out, spread COVID, do the whole thing.
Hold up, he tested negative.
Well, it controls the test, baby. And the guy can't explain very well everything
clapping
that he has right now.
The popping, stop. Y'all know I got a nervous condition. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The only person you control is the one that's looking into that camera back
Can
at
you
you.
start the popping?
So at the end of the day, you're right, Terry. It's the same behavior, but we need to move on and let our community know to stop making excuses for people who have poor behavior.
Thank you.
But is
it poor behavior or is it a mental condition?
No, it's both. There's not a person. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is real. Every Black person is affected with it somehow. Now, so there's always an issue. They're unemployed people. You want to really be concerned with somebody? Be concerned with people that are unemployed, having issues, people that are homeless. We don't need to be thinking if the person's a billionaire, they got enough people around them. Stop making excuses. It's an excuse for people. We continue to want to excuse people's poor behavior. If there are all these billionaires, then where are your schools? We need to have all into question those people. I mean, it's just like listening to the conversations on that new app, the Clubhouse. When you think of the new app Clubhouse, you got a lot of people on there using the N-word. You got a lot of people on there just really talking, and it's supposed to be the new thing. But who owns it? And everybody is moving there, but who owns it? Why didn't we build our own again?
Well,
that's why I'm laughing. Because I agree with Munson. How many times y'all gonna keep getting this man a pass and it's mental, come on, man. I'm tired of the excuses. Because apparently in that video, a group of people got together to shoot it. A group of people sat there.
Somebody gave him a check.
Right. A lot of people who need money.
A lot of people want to work for Kanye.
Why there isn't a real contention to talk about Black voter suppression for white people. That is an example of it. That is an example of it. Let's stop with it. We don't need to waste one vote.
I think Kanye
can be a tool for someone else. So you're talking about voter suppression. that is an attempt to have voter suppression.
Yeah,
thank God he's totally inconsequential right now. I mean, compared to several months ago.
But maybe not, because we don't need to lose one vote.
Right, and
we don't
Kanye,
need to give
he is influential.
Pass when you're being voter suppression, but somebody should just remix the video.
Right. I think Kanye, he's not seeing it from the community as a whole, because he's so far out there and he's so successful in so many ways that he's been pushed away from our community, and he doesn't live in the same world that we're currently living in, and
that's not true. Lives in the same world. He goes to the bathroom the same way. We really have to get people off these pedestals.
I'm not necessarily placing Kanye on a pedestal. I just think that Kanye
he's not in the same world. He is in this world.
He's not in the same world. And I think that because he believes that, not to say that I think that he lives in a different world. I think that because Kanye himself, in his head and his mind, has been so successful in being the outsider and being outside of the box. When he couldn't get signed to a label, he did his own thing. When Jay-Z took a chance on him, he took it to the next level as a producer. Then he became a rapper. When Nike didn't believe in him, he went on to Adidas and did something crazy with his Yeezy. So I think that Kanye in his head, he thinks he's invincible. And I think a large reason why he was a supporter of Trump for so long was because somebody who did something that nobody thought that he could do. And I think that Kanye, he pays attention to that, and he wants to be that so much that he doesn't even understand the damage that he's doing to our community, like you said, with the voter suppression, trying to break the vote.
15 years ago. His success was a long time ago.
Well,
he's still successful. He made Forbes list. He's a billionaire.
Let's be clear. Munson said
that's an accumulation. That's called accumulation.
Iris Baker said everybody not speaking one time. Okay.
Portia.
But let's be clear. Munson said this months ago. Somebody's feeding that narrative. Our community didn't drop Kanye. Kanye left. Let's be clear. He didn't get pushed out. He left. So everything that he's doing now is distracting Black people from a point of
definitely a distraction.
That's it. And I'm not finna play the Kardashian or the mental or his friends and stuff like that, because your friend's not holding you in check. So you know what it is? You're just out the game for me. Period. I'm not gonna accept it.
And that's true. And I'm not supporting Kanye when I make these statements, just to be clear.
Yeah, there's something called residual. I mean, he's no longer producing success. He was successful extremely. He's history making, but that was more than a decade ago. He's living off his success from yesteryear. And so we need to leave him alone and not give him a platform, Portia, to go ahead and promulgate his misinformation. Yeah, you don't. Was it that your report? Wasn't that your report?
No, I think that Kanye is still finding ways to be successful.
Wasn't that your report?
What did you just say?
No, I said that I still think that Kanye's current success is outside of music. I think that him as a business person and his recent success has been outside of music. Now, what he did 10, 15 years ago catapulted him to this point in terms of notoriety. But I do think that Kanye isn't necessarily lying about, because I know people who wear Yeezys.
Well, she sounds like a fan, don't she?
No,
I'm not necessarily a Kanye fan. I'm just trying to not be devil's advocate, but give the facts.
Here's the thing, King James. I respect what TR is saying. I really do. But this is the problem that I feel when it comes to Black people. Nobody wants to say, "Hey, Kanye, you're wrong," but everybody want to hold on to, "Well, he was great." And 1985. No, that's what you. But what you're saying is, his accomplishments that he's made does not hold weight to what he's doing now.
No. That's what I'm saying. For the record, y'all, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Kanye's accomplishments has made him mentally. He's able to mentally think that he can run for president and actually become the president. In the same way that Trump was able to hold on, I'm a billionaire, so y'all can listen to me. And the fact that he's had success in a variety of places makes him think that he can run for president and win. And because he's seen somebody who's not smart enough to do it.
Yeah, but I hear you. But when we literally see people walking in, registering him in states that are not Black, that are truly Republicans, and they're registering for him, that's not somebody who's making them. I'm allowing you. The one thing that when you know your history, and I'm saying it's our history, so I don't want you to hear it because I respect and love you. We have to be really careful as we move forward as a community on how we share love on someone who would sabotage the mindset of our community. It took a lot for us just culturally to decide that we didn't want R. Kelly. We haven't decided if Gin and Juice is really a rape culture song. There is a lot for us to analyze and to reanalyze as we begin to understand that even we can treat ourselves in a negative way. That's really key for this discussion, because we need to understand culturally, are you suggesting to young people that they not vote for the Howard graduate, that they not vote for the AKA, that they not vote for this? Now, you literally are an accomplished man, and you're suggesting, and that you don't understand how it will hurt the community and those who are first-time voters.
There you go.
Are getting into a narrative that can siphon us away. So when we think of voter suppression, you also have to understand that Blacks played a role in their own slave trade. The other Blacks did things to help catch other Blacks when they ran away. I mean, we can't take ourselves out of the harm that we do to each other.
Right.
And this is harm. Voter suppression in any capacity is harm right now. And it just has to be noted, King James.
Because people who are signing his name on the ballot, what does that achieve? Like, it's nothing. So you take away from the narrative of what we're trying to accomplish because your name has been written on the ballot. Come on, bro.
So at this point, vote Biden Harris. Don't write in Kanye. Keep it moving.
And speaking of keeping it moving, we're getting short on time, so we
okay. So I'm not even gonna pontificate on Kanye no more. So let's go. Next story.
Is that what you were doing?
I'm not going to pontificate.
Don't pontificate. Don't elucidate. Move to the next segment.
Okay, Portia.
Moving to the next. Whose is this?
That's Javante.
That's mine. That's mine.
So we are moving to Whitmer. Okay, but go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry, Terry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just think we were talking about the theater of the absurd, and boxer Javante Davis. This is a professional boxer. He said that he told TMZ yesterday he's willing to catch COVID-19 so that his fans can see him fight.
He's willing to catch COVID-19 to get that check. He said, how much is that check? He said, I'll endure that for what? What is it, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I need that check. That's what he said.
Well, I think, go ahead.
I don't support men who put their hand on women, so he can do whatever he wants to do for all I care.
Yeah, he has been, as Romeo points out, he was arrested for putting his hand around his woman's throat.
Did he knock out some teeth too?
No. But he did put his hand around his woman's throat in public, like at a gym. It was at an event inside of a gym, and everybody was just watching in horror.
His ex, Dreda Star, who has his daughter, Giovanni. Allegedly.
I don't understand these men.
Yeah, well, anybody who say they're willing to catch COVID so they can put on a good show, I mean, there you have it. That's all you need to know.
He need that check. He needs that check.
No, he do because he got to pay. He got to pay child support. He got to pay off the judges and the courts because he ain't finished with that situation yet. So you're right. So producer Ashley, are we going back to Portia? Or are we going?
No, she said we could do my Whitmer report tomorrow. She's passed the bill about marijuana not making it a legal offense, but we can talk about that tomorrow. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ashley, the brilliant Ashley West.
Now she because you can finish your report.
Okay. Unfortunate situation, Pennsylvania, and this is just interesting because Pennsylvania's lieutenant governor's wife, Giselle Fetterman, she was called the N-word while she was grocery shopping yesterday. And the thing about it is that, as you saw from the picture, she's from Brazil, and she doesn't resemble. Well, she's not. No, she's not Afro-Latina. She's Brazilian. She's Caucasoid.
Well, a large part of Brazil has a lot of.
No, I know. There were more black people shipped to during the transatlantic slave trade. There were more black people shipped to South America than actually America. But in her case, she is not Afro-Latina. No, she is Caucasoid, and so it was kind of interesting that she, was the subject of that kind of harassment from somebody. But basically they called her the N-word because she's exotic looking in an all-white town, a small town, Pennsylvania. Romeo, what's
they couldn't tell if she was.
Yeah, I mean, she might have some grizzle.
And you know what? I don't deny that.
She does look white, but she has,
She's exotic. She's
Didn't me and Portia just tell y'all yesterday, stop letting people walk up on y'all? Me and Portia just talked about yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, just be cognizant of your surroundings, and just be aware. Just be aware in these days. These are tumultuous times, turbulent times. So anyway, Brazil has the second largest black population outside of Africa. So yes, on to the next report that we know that we're going to keep people up off of us. Some sad news. Tennessee town's first black governor. Mayor. Mayor. His name is Lonnie Norman. He died at 77 from COVID-19, and he took over in 1991.
Wow.
So just wanted to.
What town was he the mayor of?
It is
Tennessee.
No. No. It's a small town in Tennessee, and I apologize. I neglected to write down the city.
We'll find out later.
Yeah. But anyway, So that's so anyway. Blessings to his family.
Positive thoughts. You can start us off, Portia.
Positive thoughts, y'all. Today has been a telling day, and we actually learned yesterday that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he became the most followed man on social media and Instagram in America. And anyway, so this quote comes from him. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success, and greatness will come. So let's go out there, be great. Let's vote Biden-Harris. Let's vote Biden-Harris. Let's vote Biden-Harris. We're not writing nobody in. We're voting Biden-Harris. So I am throwing the ball to Tiara Berry.
My positive thought of the day is, I think yesterday I was be kind, but today I'm back to being grateful. Just be grateful, super duper grateful for everything that you have, everything that's coming. When you employ a grateful mindset and abundance mindset, you get more, because you don't see things based off of what you don't have, but all that you have and what you can get. So be grateful. And I am passing the ball to King James.
Yes. I just wanted to use an example.
Did you say thank you for her passing the ball yet?
Nobody ever does that, but thank you, Tiara, for passing me the ball. This is unprecedented. We've never done that before. But anyway, as the champion King James from Akron, Ohio, took his talents to Atlanta, I want to go ahead and send a message to my man out there in LA, the second King James, LeBron James, in the fact that he has been hated on. When you rise to success and you're achieving things that nobody else has done, you are going to get hate. And he might be one of the most hated athletes in the modern era, but he still won a championship. So the lesson here is, use your haters as your motivators, and God will make your haters a footstool to take you to the next level. And I pass the ball to Romeo Love International.
Do not let someone's foolishness fool you. Listen,
what?
Don't let people's foolishness fool you into being a fool. And stop letting people walk up on y'all. I'm gonna say that every time, man. I'm gonna pass it to my man Munson Steve.
Can't be too
Thank you, Romeo, for passing the ball and keeping them shenanigans that everybody acts surprised about. That you have people walking up to you and you're really gonna write in a candidate when we have the first.
And you're gonna give a platform to somebody who's irrelevant, like Portia.
No, I wasn't just interrupted to.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
This was positive.
We just don't even acknowledge stuff like
you
that.
know, I didn't lose my train of thought, but I just had to pause for a minute.
I apologize.
It's okay. I see how it goes. Whatever you do, definitely.
I just want the record to show that I didn't do that. Go ahead.
I didn't do that either. So, my hands are free. I am good. Let's everybody be positive today, no matter what you do, no matter what comes your way. Be positive in every single way. We are champions. This is a championship game for us. So let's finish it. Let's make sure that everybody who needs and can does vote. If you're not proud, be proud. If you don't feel like you know who to vote for, then vote the Democratic ticket. This is where we are right now. We can talk about all the things we need to do after, but we got to get a new set of residents in the White House. We've got to get new federal judges. We've got to get real investigations into Breonna Taylor. So if you are about Breonna Taylor, if you are about all the movement, then you've got to be a part of this movement. And we have one single community mission, a new administration. So do not fall for the foolishness, the shenanigans, or the lack of collective benefit, because this is our moment. This is our time. Part of the uprising is to vote, vote, vote. I'm Munson Steve. This is Rolling Out AM with Portia Monique, Miss Berry, the Shea Berry, and she's a real estate agent, just in case you didn't know. And Romeo Love International, Amor, Amor, Amor. He says think, that's his think button. And of course, the champion of the day, the first King James, brilliant man that he is, Mr. Terry Shropshire, first King James. We see you. We're all the Rolling Out AM wake up call. Wake up, everybody. We'll see you tonight at Health IQ. So check us out. And for all you breast cancer survivors and those who are going through it, we send you our prayers and love, because remember, if you haven't had a mammogram, definitely go get one. We'll see you soon, everybody. Peace and love.
See y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Health IQ tonight. Wake up,
the name right. I'm gonna get it right.
Tell her to put the phonetic spelling in Facebook so we can know. She was on point today. She was on
thank
point
you, Portia,
today.
for not singing. Thank you for stopping singing.
Wake up, everybody.
No.
Sleeping in bed.
No. I asked you to stop.
Oh
my God. Hold on, Ashley, shut her down. Ashley, take her off.
War poverty.
Oh, meet me in the water.
All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow.
Na.
Good day, man. Enjoy y'all day.